In local news, Dominica has embarked on a partnership with OECS countries to bring about free circulation of goods throughout the region. Program officer at the OECS Commission, Cosworth Woods, says the Commission has been working with the countries on a national level to streamline the policies to allow free trade among these countries. Director of Trade Mathan Walter explained the policy would allow the movement of personal effects such as vehicles to be moved from one country to another without further customs duties, as an OECS citizen would with an ID card. In other news, Haiti's lower house has ratified President Jovenel Moise's candidate for prime minister, finally filling the country's number 2 post. After 19 hours of discussion, the Chamber of Deputies voted on Tuesday morning to approve Dr. Jack Guy Lafontaine. Lafontaine has said agriculture will be the government's investment priority. And Hong Kong has joined China in suspending meat imports from Brazil. They are the top 2 consumers of Brazilian meat and have suspended imports over allegations that companies have been selling unsafe produce for years. The European Union has also said it will stop buying from companies implicated in the scandal. The crisis was triggered by a huge federal police operation on Friday. It found that meat packers had been selling rotten and substandard produce for several years. And that concludes your Lunchtime News Update, brought to you compliments the Discover Dominica Authority. I'm Linda Martin. To join us again at 4 for the Prime Evening News Update. Good afternoon.
Dominicans, we've been given the gift of a nature island, and we need to preserve the rich natural resources of our country. We need to encourage the sustainable use of our environment and keep Dominica clean and green. We have a responsibility to take care of our rivers, our trees, our flora and fauna. Our tourism industry depends on the preservation of our natural resources. So we must try our best to take care of these resources in order that the beauty of Dominica can be maintained. Let's care for our environment and help preserve the greenery and beauty of the nature island.
Welcome back. Thanks to Miss Martin for the news. It's 5 past the hour, just about time for talk. But I just thought I'd want to hear some more of this wonderful, wonderful song here from Nasio. So soothing. Hello, good afternoon on the telephone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fontaine. What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
a great, beautiful day on the eastern side of the island. A little overcast, but not too bad. Interesting program you had this morning when you were speaking to the farmers. I wanted to point out to the farmers there. You remember, Mr. Fontaine, when they came to La Plaine with the Aid Bank, came here to talk to the different farmers. I think the importance here is the market. The issue here is the market. What you've been doing with the farmers as you've been selling your produce overseas in the diaspora to Martinique, Guadeloupe, or St. Martin, they cannot assure the farmers. They are providing these loans to the Aid Bank for the farmers, but what the concerns of the farmers is on the field is that the market. There is no market. You want to encourage people to plant this, plant that, but yet still you do not have a market for the farmers. And that is where I see where the concerns of the people is, especially on the Eastern District. There's a lot of plantains that was being sold. There's a lot of to individual hucksters who come to La Plaine and they buy, $2 a pound, $1.50 a pound, $1 a pound, 80 cents, 60 cents a pound. And they're just kind of like confused in trying to get a market. They need to assure the people of Dominica, the farmers of Dominica, a market instead of going and give them loan and they're still in 6 months' time, they got to start paying that loan. But they cannot assure the market for the produce that they're trying to plant. And another point I want to bring out off subject is, Mr. Fontaine, remember the houses issue when Mr. Reginald Autry spoke on the platform. And he talked about the council, and if you do not want to work with the power rep and the government will see and do things through other means and ways to get stuff done in the constituency or in the village of La Plaine. I want to say a clear message to Mr. Autry that there was a council before that was not functioning. There was a council in La Plaine that was not functioning, that the government of Dominica had closed for 8 months and had placed an interim clerk, and also they were being run by the past chairwoman, and there was nothing being done. And why now he's talking about the new council, which has sent a clear referendum to the government of Dominica under Power Rep Peter Saint-Jean. A clear mandate has issued on the January 9th, and now he's talking about us, and the past council, they closed it. So my question to him, why did they close the old council, send the 8 council members at their home last year for 8 months, still paying them $160 every month for not doing nothing for the La Plaine people? But now there is a new mandate, and he's going on the platform when they're handing over the houses to the La Plaine individuals who receive the recipients of those houses, and you're trying to send a stone or a low blow that if you do not work with the government and the council that day, you better work with us or we'll not work with you. I want to say we take things serious here. We are not intimidated by political power. We will not tolerate nonsense from this government, and we will continue and we will do what the people has elected us to put us there to do. And if the minister is hearing me, that he better come and will and come again, because as long as I have the breath of life in me, I will continue to represent the issues affecting the people of La Plaine. I will not stand up for negligence. I will not stand up for irregularities. I will continue to pursue and continue to fight for the democracy and the La Plaine people. Thank you, ma'am, Mr. Fontaine, and a wonderful program.
Thank you very much. Thanks for standing up for the La Plaine people there. Certainly. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Go ahead, please. Yes, it's 10 past the hour of 1 o'clock. As we continue here, we've talked on the block. I wanted to draw your attention to, and if we still have a person on the line, can you go ahead, please? Yes, I wanted to actually talk about this news release that came out a couple of days ago, having to do with the hiring by the government of this firm. Let's try the lines again. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Yeah, you're listening to your radio and you're trying to call at the same time. You can't do both, okay? You need to be listening to me on the phone. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Yes, I've been waiting for you, sir, for a few seconds now. Good afternoon. As we continue here, it's 11 past the hour of 1 o'clock. We wanted to talk about the hiring of this U.S. strategic communication firm called Mercury by the government of Dominica. And it says we actually just finding this out actually a full 6 weeks after the signing of this contract, because apparently this contract was signed in February. It was made effective February 5, 2017 until April 30, 2017. And it's expected to continue on a month-to-month basis. And it's very interesting in a number of important respects with regards to the price tag on this, some $30,000 a month, US dollars a month, that's going to go to this company. And the government claims that it's on a three-month basis, and that it is supposed to provide some strategic guidance to the government on I'm not sure on what, because it's a public strategy firm that is supposed to be doing some work on behalf of the government, and they basically say that they provide results. So what type of results is the government of Dominica looking for? It is not clear, but it is quite interesting for government that claims that it has no money and the public servants can get no increase, the police officers can get zero increase, but they seem to have quite a bit of money flowing around. I was told about 400,000 for the Grand Fond area. Tonight they're going to be in Grand Bay giving out some more. We heard of thousands, hundreds of thousands going out there in the Paybush area. And one wonders about this constant spending, this constant monies going out of budget, of course, because none of these monies were budgeted or were approved by Parliament. So the government is spending outside of the budget, extra budgetary spending, as it is called. And it seems to be non-ending. Monies are going to every village to do what? God knows to do what. And that is something that we're concerned about. So I wanted to talk about this seeming largesse of this government, the most recent spending splurge, and the fact that it's claiming that it has no money, and the impact on the public servants. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon to you. Can you lower your radio, please?
Good afternoon, Dr. Fontaine. I'm good to go.
Yes.
How are you doing today, Doc?
I'm doing well, Common Master Sergeant. I'm good.
Well, as usual, very, very good subject. Doc, let me say to you, when this thing was first publicized, that is about the contract they signed with Mercury, you have fools, or what I should say, or I should call, deliberate, evil, diabolic individuals in nature, people like Clarence Christian. This man came out on the social media and making such a buffoon of himself. Fake news. And then he accused me, he accused Gabriel Christian and others as spreading propaganda. Doc, as long as you have these evil individuals who are acolytes of the government and care less about people but themselves, they are selfish, evil, and there is nothing else you can think of them. There is no adjective to actually qualify people like Mr. Clarence Christian. I'll tell you, Doc, it is really a burning shame when you have the so-called educated Clarence Christian to make such a fool of himself, ugly as he looks on Facebook, and to go out there and defend or try to defend the indefensible. It really hurts. He needs to follow people like Blessing, a super patriot, one who has educated himself and always speak truth to power. Michael Coppell and the great Assi Martin, these are the people I look up to. People like Clarence Christian and Gregor and all those guys, these individuals are still fleecing the country, getting rich, care for their immediate family, and don't give a damn about the people of Pishley or Grand Bay. Justina Charles is another uneducated PAL rep, and she needs to go educate herself. I am saying that because I am sick and disgusted of people who read and write and continue to support an evil government that only cares for itself and its immediate family and don't give a darn about the poor people. Thank you, Doc. I'm listening. I'm in support of everything, in solidarity with every frontline soldier who has decided to put their life on the line to save Dominica. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, and thank you so much for this. Thank you for the support. Thank you for standing up for Dominica, and to all the patriots all over the world that is standing up for Dominica. Sincere thanks to you. And in talking about this particular contract that's been given, and all of a sudden, foreigners appear, and this is consistent with what we heard from Minister of Tourism Robbie Tong when he said, they have no confidence in locals. The government does not trust locals to do work for them, so they hire these expensive firms. We know in addition to this $300,000 contract that appears to be going there to this firm in the United States, this government also hires another marketing firm, GS Global, paid them $15 million last year. And paying Charlie Jong some $96,000 of taxpayers' money. All of that for the image of Dominica, when what is causing all of the problems is the sale of Dominica's diplomatic passports by this administration. So if you're so concerned about the image of the country, just stop selling the passports. Come clean on the regular passport program. Give a clear accounting. Tell us every month how many people got passports, who they are, how much they paid for their passports. Just be clean. That's all we've been asking for. So all of these things about hiring these high-priced public relations and lobbying firms is just draining the treasury, the very same treasury that you're trying to convince public servants have no money. And to me, that makes absolutely no sense. Good afternoon. Probably the caller on the line can understand this better than I do. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon, Mr. Thompson.
Yes, good afternoon.
And how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Mr. Thompson, for one reason or the other, government boasting about the tourist industry. I called last week. Up to yesterday, I visited that portion. I'm still calling this afternoon again. I want the government, before you take the power station, come and block those holes. I'm telling the government, I'm putting it live and direct on record. If anything happen to a tourist there, they have to make sure. And the people that living in that area, Mr. Thompson, the second one, could remember Storm Erica. When you reach at Loda, before you take the Loda going to the waterfall in Midland, we have a slide that undermine the road. Government think that is a wall, they put a couple tin there. Secondly again, when you leave Coptal going up, after they open that road below, take it, only leave at Loda side going down. That road undermine. Government don't think, look now much going on. And that is Storm Erica. To make sure to fix that portion, if any little things happen, you still have advantage. But how that road undermine and have thin, as if it's a wall on both below Trafalgar and going up before you go to Midland Waterfall, and the hill at Loda, where it have so many holes up to yesterday afternoon. I'm watching it, and a guy stopping in it, and I'm watching him rolling in that hole going down the hill. They failed to fix it, but they will have to fix it one way or the other. Bye-bye.
Bye, and thank you very much, Mr. McGlaw. Let's go to the overseas line. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Thompson and the listeners.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing good, thank you.
Excellent.
Dr. Thompson, with regard to the firm that you were speaking of that was hired to do the work that they had been hired to do, I'm asking myself, and I'm needing us to ask ourselves as a people, is that really the first? Because to me, if I come down, the events that have been taking place, this is what has been going on over all these years, in the island. And we have to be able to put ourselves in check to be able to recognize that. And I question it. They say they do not have money to pay, the civil servants. But why is it that it is so that they're not willing to pay the civil servants? What are the taxes money doing? Do you see the taxes money growing the economy or going towards the people? To me, I see it as a system that is holding the people, in debt, and they're just using this tax money to be able to refinance, to finance those debts that they are, to have them as just slaves. I mean, this is a continuous thing. That is why sometimes I do not understand the secrecy, that the government, has. And has been happening with many governments along the line. I mean, I'm not maybe old, but still I can ponder back and I'm saying to myself, just like if it is that they have to get money from maybe the IMF or certain organization, they tell them how to use that money. They're the ones that decide whether schools are open. Do you not see them building, like prisons or maybe, police stations? Giving them money to do what? To be able to brutalize their very own people. That is why education is a key thing for us. We have to be able to stand up and recognize that, And this is the year for us as a people. If we do not take a stand, this is going to be a purge for you because it's a matter of denationalization and they are taking your very birthright, from you. So these people, we have to wake up. And a question I'd like to ask us, what do you think you can give or pay a slave, to satisfy that person? Somebody who they may consider a slave. Tell me something that you think you can give or pay that person who is a slave. Thank you so very much.
Yes, and thank you very much for making those points. We'll respond in just a little bit, but let's go back to the telephones. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Dr. Fountain.
Yes, good afternoon.
Dr. Fountain, you're quite right in stating that, yes, the government should come clean with the regular CBI program, stating who they sold to and how much they got. But you see, Dr. Fountain, there's a major problem with this. If it's not clean, they cannot come clean. Think of the situation. The situation as far as the regular CBI goes, the agents can sell at almost at any price that they wish to, right? Are you there?
Yes, indeed. Yes, absolutely. Yes, that's my understanding, yeah.
There is no fixed price. They need a minimum amount, but there is no fixed price. Now, if this is correct, well, here's the problem. When I, Joe Blow from Germany, pay, say, $200,000, and then afterwards Jane from Sri Lanka pays $500,000, and then someone else pays $900,000. You cannot then come and publish this as the government and say this is the program, and then you have those people now. The guy who paid the $900,000, he's thinking I'm an idiot, and he's saying these guys are crooks. They're selling me this thing for $200,000, or selling this thing to me for $900,000, and then this guy over here gets the same thing for $200,000. Then this is the reason. You understand what I'm saying, my friend?
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm.
With a program like this, you cannot go public, because if you go public, you're just exposing how corrupt and unethical the program is. It's like you going to buy a Suzuki, whatever it is. You go there, and the guy sells it to you at $80,000. Then I come tomorrow, the same vehicle, and he sells it to me for $50,000. How do you feel, man?
Yeah, I know. So absolutely, yeah.
In most countries, it's not even legal for you to do that as far as consumer affairs goes.
Right.
So this is what I'm saying. It is not clean to begin with, so they cannot come clean. That's the bottom line, my brother.
Yes, indeed, and thank you.
And as I will end by saying here, I've already stated clearly that this business is about spending our taxpayers' money to pay a public relations firm to try and make the government, whichever government, look good for the electorate. That is total foolishness. It should be illegal, and that is the whole bit, because we already have in place by our constitution the means by which we will determine whether a government is in fact a positive government for the country or whether it is a negative one. And the Constitution basically allows us to take a decision on how to deal with it. So this business about coming to take advantage of the poor taxpayers and taking our money and paying in this outrageous dollars in this hard time, paying to make yourself look good, and on top of that you tell me you're going to travel the world to try and make... How is Mr. Skerrit going to go across the world when he's the one who's got the program that, as I already described, is less than worthy How is he to go out there? He thinks this fools he's talking to out there. These people are hearing us. They're all over the world listening to us, and they know what is going on. If you're interested in buying a passport from Dominica, you're going to want to get information about Dominica, and this is what they're finding out. So how is he going to go out and try and create a positive image? My brother, I have to end, but this is foolishness. Thank you very much.
And I tend to agree with you. I mean, how do you justify that? How do you justify the spending of hundreds of thousands of taxpayers' dollars to make you look good when you are the one that's the problem? You are the one that has created this issue in Dominica for your lack of transparency, for your lack of accountability, and then you turn around and slap a bill on the taxpayers of Dominica. This is just not fair. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fountain.
Yes, sir.
A question I have to ask you, I mean, you're an economist. Who authorized Sam Raphael to sell our passports? Who authorized Sam Raphael as an agent to sell our passports? This is our passports in Dominica. Who gives him that permission to sell Dominican passports?
Further understand is the government of Dominica.
That is to show you the corruption and how things are run, and that's Dominica's need to, I mean, this is starting to becoming like, unbelievable. You're having anybody can just go sell a passport from, these are the things that needs to be answered. Why did the government of Dominica allow Sam Raphael to be selling our passports? It's not to say that we have the banana industry, what's a main industry. Right now they're trying to turn the passports, our passports, like a main industry. I understand the CBI program is a good program, but we have to be careful and be more precise and more explanatory on how and where all the monies are coming from and what they are going to. And that is a question that we need to ask the government of the day to come out clean and to come to the people and explain to the people and give them a clear report, a financial report of what's going on and how they sell the passports, and to why and to whom and why is the Prime Minister selling passports to people who are criminals in the diaspora, and come to the people and come clean. And that is why we need to know, and we're asking them to come clean and to show us what is going on with the CBI program, but not going around the island and continuing to just distribute money and give money out. I understand they're giving good works and doing this and doing that, but they need to be clean and come out clean. Enough is enough.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And we have additional news from Foreign Minister Francine Brown. I want to bring to you in just a little bit, but let's go back to the telephones. Good afternoon.
Doc, blessings to you, sir.
Yes, blessings.
And thanks for contribution to country and humanity, Doc. Doc, I am listening to everything and the level of madness. Let me say, Mr. Wallace, thank you. If you're not clean, you can come clean. If that system is not clean, it cannot come clean. So it's very interesting what he said a while ago, Doc. Doc, you listen to those mad Jack, the leader of the country, and all the other cluster of clowns in that country who was making a fuss when the opposition was telling them the unilateral selling, or not unilateral, but the sole selling of passports is not sustainable. Doc, how many years you all have said that?
I haven't lost count, but since way back.
Everywhere, because they're saying then the people that were not born in Dominica is going to be more than the people that born in Dominica if you keep just selling passport willy-nilly and there is no accountability and nothing. These mad jacks agree now it is not sustainable after years of resistance and denigrating and playing the dirty little games. But guess what they're doing with the money which the program is providing, or proceeds of the program? They're giving toilets and giving money to village council. That way is an agro-processing plant where it's a massive injection, at least $100 million into agriculture. And look, the brother with the toilet paper, Sovereign Mackenzie, he need help. And many other businesses need help going around and giving small businesses pittance, Doc. Because these criminals, what they understand now, push has come to shove. And it is not just a local or regional thing. It is an international thing. So they want to drum up support in every little rural area. It's not just for winning elections, you know. They think when they come and look for scary, like that guy from Panama. What's his name again, my brother?
Noriega?
the Noriega, the cutlass wielding Noriega, then the people will go and die for him like Judas Cook in Jamaica. Because these guys are gangsters, criminals, you know. This administration that practice for government. So that is what the madman have in the front and back of his mind. I watching that boy yesterday there. Now he's no longer he's still a boy. That's just a juvenile delinquent. He's a moron. He will reach to 100 years and still behave like a child of 15, 14 years. That's how we behaving. You have money and you're beginning to spend it all over the place and going around and bribing and walking around with a smile. Well, his dimples no longer fool people because the bread and butter issues have come into the front. So, Dominicans, please, man, try to maintain. I am being very rude. I'm a very rude and ruthless kind of a person. Where my rights are concerned, Doc, since I am small, that's how I am. So I'm not going to change for anybody. I'm sorry, those who take offense. But I'm telling Dominicans, stand up and defend Dominica. This country is being governed by a madman. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Let's take more of your telephone calls at 28 before the hour of 2 o'clock. This is Talk on the Block. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Honorable Dr. Thompson Fountain.
Yes, good afternoon.
We are talking too much in this country. We are supposed to be in the streets. I am prepared to come out this month end. But not only coming out this month end and going back at our home as business as usual. That is why Kerry continue to go around and give money by there, give money by there. From since Kerry told us no law, including the Constitution, we should have pulled the brakes on him. But it is still not too late for us to pull that brakes on Roosevelt's Kerry. This month end we are going to the streets. And I want to hear Marigot, do what you have to do. Salisbury, do what you have to do. La Plaine, do what you have to do. Wesley, do what you have to do. Do what you have to do in the interest to save our people and our country. It is Charles Savre who taught us how to do what we have to do in the interest of Dominica. We are talking too much. Every day we're on the radio, and more we talk is more corruption. More we talk is more passport sale. More we talk is more disrespect. More we talk is more carried go and hand people money left, right, and center. We are talking too much. It is time to put boots on the ground. I'm not just saying boots on the ground and going on the ground today and tomorrow is back at our home as usual. Let us stand up and teach them a lesson that they will never ever forget. We did it in 1979. We did it in 1979. And the man that did it in 1979, look at where he's sitting in a White House, getting $30,000 plus traveling allowance, entertainment allowance, and the public officer 000. Is that fair? Are we doing justice to ourselves? I am fed up of talking. I am fed up of talking because my children will never have a future under this administration. I am fed up of talking because what the Labour Party is doing is not right to the people of Dominica. And it is time that we put aside our differences. Differences we have had, or imagine to have, and say enough is enough. Root out the Labour Party administration and say never you will exist and sit and see the governance of this country again. I mean, we are talking too much. Mr. Skerrit knows that we are talking. That's why he continues to do that. Since we know Monfares was in Dominica, we were supposed to root out that man long time. So I'm calling on every constituency, do what you have to do in the interest of Dominica. If we don't stand up to rescue this country, it will have implications for us. Our children and our children will hold us responsible. And America will pull out Ross. And when America will pull out Ross, the people of Portsmouth will start putting their hands on their head. Bonje, but Ian Douglas will not be there to come to your rescue. Stand up and say enough is enough. When something is wrong, no matter who it is, say it is wrong, and they will respect you. Don't just go supporting party in a blind way. Educate yourself and stand for what you believe.
Thank you very much, caller. Appreciate this very much. Let's go to the overseas line with this call. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Fountain.
Yes,
how are you and your listeners? Good afternoon. When I heard Reginald Austri said that they cannot take CBI money to pay civil servants, but they can take it to give small loans to people. And I heard Peter Senya said that, don't take that money and go St. Martin and shop. I want them to go St. Martin self and shop. Civil servant, the government have all you in a cradle rocking. They put all you to sleep. You hear me? They have the money giving people to go St. Martin, go St. Lucia, go everywhere and shop. But all you that working hard, all you cannot get nothing from it. They have all you in a cradle rocking. Rock till all you drop.
Okay, caller, thank you. Thank you very much. As we continue at 24 before 2. Good afternoon.
Dr. Thompson Fountain, Dr. Thompson Fountain.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fountain, what we must do right now, as Mr. Coppel said, go on the street and let this government come out immediately to take them off. Because we're saying hello. We have to fight this out. You got to work with the devil, you got to work with prayer to get them out of office immediately. But Kevin is dangerous. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. At 23 for the hour of 2 o'clock, as we continue here in the afternoon, as we go back to the telephones. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. My brother, how are you doing, sir?
All right, doing well. Thank you.
Okay, what I'm saying, if it is true that the monies from the CBI are not supposed to pay public servants or pay employees of the government, why is it that the money has been used to pay, according to them, to pay the national employment?
Yes, national employment program, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why are they using it to pay them? And on the other hand, I was sitting back when they had the meeting at the Barracoon, the slave house then, where they went back to enslave the people. And there's a lady who can afford to pay a house, $1,500 she can afford to spend every month. Instead of giving this lady a house because she supports the spirit, why can she not pay and one day earn that apartment? Even she don't pay some $1,500 that she's spending now on where she's renting, then at least $500. Let's say $500 go towards the apartment every month. And that could be a revolving fund to continue housing people, the fishermen and the farmers and those young people who cannot afford to go to the bank and take a loan.
Yeah, absolutely. That's yeah.
I mean, they don't have these guys to do anything proper now, man. The only solution now is to root up these guys from where they are. I mean, we can't try and beg these guys to do what they're supposed to do for us when they've been there for 17 years. And we've seen they're going, we've seen each thing they're taking. Look, he insulted us by taking $40,000 to pay and go to polish them for them. Okay, my brother, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for that. As we continue with the telephone calls, good afternoon. Talk on the block.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fountain.
Yes, good afternoon.
No, Mr. Fountain, I sit in back, man, and every time I listen, and I'm listening, and it's just painful to see and to feel what's going on in Dominica, I mean, Mr. Fountain, it comes to a point where Dominican people, the ordinary person, cannot build their own home. Government have to give them a house. It comes to a point where the ordinary people cannot send their children to school. Government have to pay school fees. They cannot buy uniform. They cannot buy books. Government have to do all that. Are we doing better now? The government has to almost do everything for some people, not all, because there's a lot more people, because they don't support the government, that don't get the help. I mean, down to shopping, government have to give people in their home to run their homes. Where our country getting to? Dominican people, we used to be independent people, where we used to go and work hard for what we want. Work hard for our own home, for our own thing. Why it come, I just don't believe it, man. Mr. Fountain, just think about it, You have where the Prime Minister, the government went to whatever country and registered 11 tankers to do all their cautioning wherever they're doing it over there. You understand? And they cannot bring one water tank to Dominica for the country to be able to sell water. If that government go, at least the country have something that making money for us to maintain our roads and to do something. Not nothing. I mean, okay, What is the government's real track? Do they have a track record of anything other than giving people money and housing and toilets? Is there a track record of the country making revenue other than passports? How the people, is the government has any record of the people of Dominica making money? But Mr. Fontaine, I tell you, when I was a younger boy, I had a dream. I used to have a vision of myself. At least one day, I hoping that I would be financially ready and probably be a millionaire. That is every little boy's dream, you know. How many young people in Dominica now can have such a dream? How is it going to happen? How is it going to work for our next generation to come? The debt of this country is 1,400,000,000. When the last government was there, it was only 300+ million. When this government goes, how the next generation going to face the debt of this country if they cannot sell passports? The Dominican people, they don't care about their children. They don't care about the next generation. They don't care about nothing. We don't care about each other no more. Mr. Fontaine, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, and thanks for sharing with us this afternoon. Some very useful points raised, very, very critical ones. Good afternoon.
Mr. Thompson Fontaine, good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Doing well, thanks.
Thanks for your time and your effort in trying to bring an end to the corruption in this country. Thompson, I want to lend my voice. I want to raise my voice with the fellow patriots that called your program this afternoon and keep calling your program, Thompson. Because I can see some light at the end of the tunnel as it relates to this regime, Thompson, basically have to be forced out of office. Because, Thompson, the word is getting around. People are basically feeling the pinch. And I am here to bring good tidings, my brother. The people will come out eventually. Gradually, they will come out. Because a people back pressed against the wall, someday, some way, we must come out. And this regime, I know they will not go without blood. But my brother, I always say, water does clean, but blood is a cleanser. And whatever it is, come hell, high water, we will be on the ground. And we must be on the ground as patriots of our country, trying to save Dominica from Skerrit and his cabal, his regime. Thompson, there will be a relentless effort on the ground to basically weed out corruption in this country. There will be. And I'm just asking all the patriots to stand by. And when we are called out, it is not a matter of staying on the telephone and talking. We have to reach a stage in Dominica whereby we have to go out on the streets, because that is, well, the only effective way I'm seeing now, right about now, we have to let this government realize that Dominican people, the Dominican populace, need to be released from that bondage. And my brother, as I said, we just have to keep the faith, because I know this government, Thompson, must go. It cannot continue to be business as usual. It is just a matter of time. Thanks for the opportunity, Thompson.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing that with us as we continue this afternoon. Good day. Hello,
hey, good afternoon, Dr. Thompson.
Yes, good afternoon.
Okay, just a quick observation. I know there's a lot of pressure being mounted locally, but realistically, I don't think this government will buckle on the local pressure only, and the international community has to be rallied and lobbied to put that same amount of pressure on the government officials and their travels and their diplomatic immunity and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's going to be a hard, tough call. So I think, more effort needs to be placed on the international side of the pressure to achieve that goal that we want to achieve. So I think, we need to emphasize that a little more in the struggle, okay?
Yes, indeed. And I certainly understand what you're saying and where you're coming from. We need basically all of the help that we can get locally as well as internationally. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Thanks a lot. As we continue here, it's 14 before the hour of 2 o'clock. We leave at 2 for the digital hour. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Fontaine.
Yes, good afternoon.
Dr. Fontaine, I want you to look for that tape of Martin Luther King and play it to the Dominican people, like myself. When he repeats to the workers, some will lose jobs, some will die, some will lose identity. I want you to get that tape to play it.
Okay, I'm going to try my best to locate it before the end of this program so we can play it for you. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Thompson.
Yes, good afternoon.
How are you doing, Thompson?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
This is Handbag anyway.
Hey, Handbag, how you doing?
Okay, let me tell you.
Handbag, I understand you're going to get some monies tonight. Money going to be flowing in.
Yes, because it's Papa Noel that coming up to what's going to be today. Papa Noel, so I'll tell it to you in patois. Papa Noel ka moute jodi Gwambe, but she me Geneva House from Kapesh pour moute pour les têtes salées. Il pas bien manger. All I'm going to give it to you in English and Creole one time. That is Papa Noel that coming up towards Gwambe today to share what you have to share and say, ask questions. A man that don't want to answer no question, selling passport. When he finish selling passports, now when they put the secret outside now, he they're spending the money, giving people 5,000 in Paybush, giving whatever, and all them fellas that they're supporting Skerrit under his cabal things, bad things in the country, Skerrit, everybody are backing it, and now we in deep shit in the country, now he coming up Grande for rescue. But no more rescue, Grande cannot save him. Because when he used to sell the passport, it was Ali Clarence, Lennox Lawrence, all of them that was included, because Lennox Lawrence tell me, yeah, he have money, come and check it, make a group for us to make a farming group. I'm not a farmer, I am a bus driver. So put work in the country, Skerrit to volley, stealing people money, and then putting in poverty, and then Skerrit come and tell you, come and beg him. So now we have to put Skerrit in his place, in his proper place, and let Skerrit know when he come up towards Granby from to fix the road in Geneva House towards Granby and give people work to do, and the money he have given there, the country need it, the hospital need it. So Skerrit only like a
but handbag also I mean we don't call names when we on our program. When I say names, we don't call people names like Vol and so on the radio. We don't do that here. Yes.
When I speak, wait a minute. When I speaking about handbag. Everybody know me. I have my boss. So when I say handbag, it's not for Q95. It's for handbag. Handbag seen it, so you have to say it.
Yes, but handbag, we also have to protect the radio station as well.
Yes, I know, but you not. Listen to me. I'm giving my name before I tell you what I have to tell you. I telling you handbag calling their name because they tell me what they have. Lennox Lawrence tell me form up a group and come to his office. What I do when I do Laman's office. What I'm going to do. So in Ila pay ya, menila pay ya sorti. You to volley. And see you, have a nice day.
All right, 11 before the hour of 2 o'clock. Good afternoon.
Doc, instead of traveling the world, why he's not going to CBS and invite Kenneth Ridjock and John Batchelor? Doc, why he promised, you can recall he said that he had to go to CBS to clear Dominica name. Why, if you man Skerrit, go to CBS, you're wicked, you're abusive. That's what they brought up. Let me shout to Sergeant Major, boy, just keep me in your prayers. But me myself, I ready for anything. I refuse to allow that little piece of rock where I was born and raised for these honorable criminals to take it and give it to foreigners via selling passports and have Chinese taking over the whole tongue and Dominican they're sleeping and talking about, Skerrit giving money. Boss, if you man, you paying, you can't pay the civil servants, they themselves, they're sitting tight, everybody afraid. Me myself, I'm not afraid. I see people walking around with them inside of them, or them holding their hands, meaning your children are you. When you have your children, you're pregnant, that's you. Your mother, your sister, your brother, even your distant cousin giving birth to you. Do not be afraid, people. Let us stand up and fight and die if we have to, by any means necessary. Let us take back Dominica from this madman and this crust of criminals. Thank you.
All right, thank you, caller. Let's take a very quick break, and we will be right back after this. It is just about 9 before the hour of 2 o'clock.
More megabytes, better prices. Choose how you move on the go with Digicel's new best data value plans, starting from $2.50. Digicel has expanded your prepaid data options with the addition of 3 7-day data plans of up to 1 gigabyte, 3 30-day plans of up to 3 gigabytes, plus a 1-day and 14-day data plan. Activate today by dialing *140# and enjoy data plans at the best value. Digicel. Be extraordinary.
More great news from Esau Trading Limited. Now available a wide range of pet food in sizes from 500 grams to 25 kilogram bags. Bandit, Monello and Bobo brand for regular pets and sterilized pets, all at the best prices. Visit any of our outlets and save on your quality pet food. Esau Trading Limited. Best quality, best price.
It's here, the Flow Ultimate Football Experience with Manchester United. Calling all footballers ages 13 to 16 and coaches. This could be your dream come true. Test your skills and represent your country at our finals in Trinidad. And it gets even better. You can win a once-in-a-lifetime VIP trip to watch Manchester United at Old Trafford. Your journey starts here. For more details, visit discoverflow.co/Man United.
Yes, we are back here at 8 before the hour of 2 o'clock. Let's go straight away to the telephones. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay. I'm just asking a question. But that concerns the Prime Minister and the Minister of Agriculture and every other person. They give the money for small businesses, for agriculture, for everything. What about the agriculture? When everybody plants, who are we going to sell to?
That's a very good question that you're asking. Mm-hmm.
Because right now, nothing is not selling. And right now I hear it a lot of dashing making love, dashing making incest, things making incest. No money to buy it. Who are we going to sell to?
That's a very good question that you're asking. That's why we talk about being able to sustain those efforts.
We need market for those things. We need market. The Prime Minister said he was going to have free boats. At least the money he taken and give every community where he goes to, at least purchase a boat.
Right.
Or even not a boat, hire a plane. So when you do your produce, you're going to export produce, you put out your notice. If it's on a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever day you choose to export produce, people will be making their produce. When people produce things and then you do not get sale for it, what that going to do to you?
Yeah.
So right now, when everybody plant and they haven't got market for it, and then nothing not selling, what do you think people are going to do? To me, right now, the best produce we can ever think of planting right now, it always have sale for it. Would I can tell you what?
Yes, go ahead.
Marijuana.
You're not suggesting that people go and plant marijuana, right?
Pardon?
You're not suggesting that they plant marijuana, are you?
Of course, but that's what you get in sale for. Everybody may not plant it.
Okay, but I understand the point you're making about the need to have the markets for the products, and I really hope there'll be more focus on that, and that the government can work with those who are working in that area to secure and to source markets.
Yeah, every time you plant, you get in failure. You're going to plant something where you can make money, you know. And people may get vexed if what I'm saying, but I'm talking reality. Marijuana doesn't spoil. It doesn't wait, it doesn't do nothing.
Yes, but you're certainly not promoting that because, as we know, it is against the law now.
Marijuana, people call it a drug, but marijuana is not a drug. Marijuana is a herb.
Yes, but as it is now under the laws of Dominica, it is illegal to cultivate it. So if anybody engages in it, that is illegal under the laws of Dominica. So we need to be very careful about that.
Another question again. So when they think marijuana, they legalize it, the amount of people they have sent to jail, the amount of people they have charged, what are they going to reimburse them?
That's a very interesting question that you're asking. Very interesting question. Yes, very, very interesting question.
Yes, because when they make it legalized, the amount of people they have sent to jail, they have murdered, are they going to reimburse those same people?
Yes, indeed. Well, caller, thank you. Thank you so much for these thought-provoking moments there. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Thompson, and good afternoon to your listening public.
Yes, good afternoon to you.
You know, in war there are some soldiers who go to fight, come back, get paid, and come back. Well, Dominica has political mercenaries who live outside of Dominica. They go into Dominica, vote, and come out. What I'm suggesting to these people is go to Dominica for at least 2 months. Rent a house, your apartment, whatever. Pay your light bill, pay your water bill, pay your mapping, pay your cables. Then go to the market and buy food, and then come back up here and tell me how nice Dominica is. You know, this thing hurts me. When I listen to people come back and tell me there are white lines in the road, so Dominica develop. Or the Prime Minister give us toilet, so Dominica develop. Could you imagine the level of ignorance when somebody will tell you that kind of stupidness? The other problem we must not forget the legal system. They are also legal mercenaries. They seem to come, get paid to do a job, and that is to oppress anybody except the government and its supporters. Because I cannot understand everything that goes to court. They have judicial review. What is the purpose of judicial review? Once it is something that does not favor the government, they bury it in judicial review. And that is part of the problem that we as Dominicans must ask the administrative or the legal system in St. Lucia. What do they think Dominicans are? Are we the cacador that Astafan called us? Are we the cockroach? Are we the last rat in the country? That they must send us all the rejects and that they must come to Dominica and bury cases that the government is not likely to win. Put everything on judicial review. Hide it. Allow the Prime Minister to hide his passport that he got illegally elected to our parliament. We must address and attack all these things. And I support the caller who said we have to intensify our international protest or
pressure,
write whatever you think.
Yes.
I would suggest to the writer that if you should be right in some
caller, we are just about out of time, and I want to give one other person a chance. But thank you.